So what'd you think of the film today?
It was a powerful film. It's very grim. It's very. It really points out the disgusting nature of things that are happening in the world.
Okay, and what part of the film did you find most impactful?
Well, I think personally I liked the way that they link different things that are happening in the world, the way one country is affecting another country, because I don't feel like I understand that very well at all. Different things that I've seen before haven't really, they've only looked at specific things within, like the United States. So I think a lot of the stuff they said about Argentina I had no idea about at all. And the impact, the relationship between Argentina and China I had no idea about at all either. So I like that part. Ed, do you have anything to add to that?
No, it's heading in the direction of my own thinking. I think Lester Brown's comment at the end said it all. I mean, there is so much going on, and the problem is so vast that unless we do something about coming up with a solution and come up with a fast, literally, civilization is at risk. And I personally believe that, and I don't think we're going to be able to find a solution to this, because in finding a solution for this, we're going to create problems in other forms. One thing I was disappointed about in the film, although they clearly hinted at it, was, I think, the necessity on the part of the world population to become vegetarians and vegans. There's no question. That will take off a tremendous strain off of this problem if we can begin to do that. And they really didn't hit on that enough. And they hinted at it, but they didn't hit on it enough. That's not going to solve the problem completely, but it's going to take the strain off and give us a few more years to resolve the underlying problem. The second problem is the growth of the world's population. The world should have a population of 1.5 billion, which was around the population around the time of the Industrial Revolution. That's what this planet can sustain. We cannot sustain the 9 billion people that'll be around in 2050, nor can we sustain the 10.4 billion people that'll be around in the year 2100. It just cannot be done. I mean, civilization clearly is not going to be the same. Anyway, so.
All right, thank you. And how important of an issue is this to both of you? Like, are you going to see any more of the films in the Environment Film Festival, or why did you come here today?
Well, I was really interested in this particular film. There are a few others that I would really like to attend, but I can't for time reasons. I work on the weekend, so most of the films are on the weekend. There are a lot that I would have liked to have seen. There's very little that's more vital to life than food and water, and I really can't think of anything that's more important than that.
And we're both vegans, and so and ethical vegans, not only for our own health, but also for ethical reasons, and not only for the plight of animals, which they depicted nicely without really talking about it. I mean, the suffering of the animals on this planet, the suffering of the humans, no question, but it's at the expense of the animals, and the suffering that goes on. And we're both ethical vegans, and so at least we're trying to do our share, but it's completely outside of our hands. And as you can hear from that film, the policymakers are just not focusing on what they should be doing in order to start the chain that's necessary to solve this problem. So yeah, it's an important issue. I mean, but walk down the street and you'll see people lined up at the McDonald's. You'll see people, lined up at all the other fast food restaurants, and that's where the problem is. That's where it starts. At least we're doing our share. We're probably going off to we may not now after that movie. We were going to go off to a vegetarian restaurant. I think I'll bypass food completely for this evening. After that. So yeah, it's an important topic. And I will see some others, and they're all on this thing. And all these problems are linked. Every single one of them. I mean, you take the environment of energy. It's linked to the problem of water. It's linked to the problem of animal suffering. It's linked to the problem of hunger and poverty, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You put all these things together in a network, and I can tell you, I haven't seen anyone coming close to understanding the completeness of this picture. No one understands it. If they don't, they're doing nothing about it, including Al Gore. Al Gore, with all the good that he may have done for climate change, what he didn't, was probably Al Gore driving that fire truck to block out what I'm about to say. Yeah, sure, it's Al Gore behind the wheel of that fire truck. Al Gore, all of Al Gore's work does not talk at all about the impact, which is almost 20% of the methane from animals, okay, on climate change. The reason is Al Gore's family happens to own a cattle farm in Tennessee. And so there he is, and he is not a vegetarian by any stretch of the imagination. Sorry, Gore, sorry, Al. And so to the extent that they know about it, they're concealing what their own stake is in perpetuating the current system.